All right, let's talk conversational email. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the structure that we've built that identifies and allows us to put in the right plays to the right audience based off of what it is that we're looking to do. We're really thinking about three primary use cases, and all of our campaigns are fitting into one of those three buckets. Let me share those with you. The first one is predictability, the second is scale, and the third is capacity. And I'm going to share a couple of use cases as to the plays that we've run to help kind of make sense of like, what do I mean by those three different use cases? Let's talk capacity. So you have a team, and your team is firing on all cylinders, and you're continuing to have more requests to be able to add additional responsibilities of outreach, programs you want to run, and it's really hard to help prioritize those campaigns on where should your team focus. Conversational email is a great way to start to leverage those incremental plays that you want to run without adding the additional burden to your team. So we have a couple plays that we have running all the time around priorities that help our team stay on task. And I'll give you the first example here. Your organization is looking to expand its TAM, right? That's a pretty significant lift. You've got your net new audience, you've got your net new contacts, and they're outside of the daily responsibility. So CE has been a great way for us to add these net new accounts that are part of our TAM and be able to start outbound motions, start to build excitement, start to build some brand, and just start to build some engagement within those accounts. The other use case that we've used that has been really interesting is we've kind of branded it our triple O, which is the out of office. So think of teammates that go on leave, maybe paternity leave, maternity leave, have to leave for personal reasons, or just need some additional support. This has been a great use case for us to be able to put conversational email, put an AI within those territories and have that proactive outreach continue without any skip or beat or loss of production within that patch or territory. The next one is scale, right? We talk about do more. How do we continue to add? Conversational email has been a great way for us to do more. And I'm going to share a couple of use cases that we have already started to see some success from. Think of opportunities that you have lost in the past, right? How do you re-engage those, right? More or a higher likely propensity for those to want to re-engage in conversations. We've been able to spin up campaigns leveraging CE to be able to re-engage those accounts, get those conversations going, and then having our BDR team looped in when needed. So from a lift perspective, they're only having to get involved when the timing is right. The other is think of partner relationships. What's your better together story? So if you have partners that you're partnering with, that that 1 + 1 = 3 scenario, conversational email is a great way to be able to reach out to those audiences. Again, not putting the burden on others, but being able to augment and be able to continue to do more within these markets. And then the last is my personal favorite, predictability. We talk a lot about how do we get consistent and how do we stay predictable. And I'm going to share two use cases that we have already started to run and we have seen some really amazing results. The first is inbound, right? How many of us have inbounds that are coming in all the time? Sometimes that can be really challenging to make sure that all of those inbounds are handled the same exact way every single time within that same exact time. So think of this, right? Your inbound comes in. I want to make sure that my first communication goes out within minutes. And I want that message to be consistent every single time. We have put in a play that does just that. Every inbound within a certain set of, whether it's industry, whether it's employee size, is handled through conversational email. And it's been a really great way for us to provide a superior experience, a consistent experience to that audience every single time. The second use case and one has been really interesting for us. So think about the money that you invest in your events, whether they're on-site events, whether they're virtual, whether it's monetary or just horsepower. There is a cost associated with doing an event. And most oftentimes what happens is we put a lot of work in that upfront planning. We put a lot of work on the actual execution of that event. And where oftentimes things tend to slip is on the backside of that when it's time to follow up, when it's time to maximize that ROI and capitalize on that investment. We have put together a play that helps solve for that. So after every event, if we have certain accounts that may meet a certain criteria, we have those routed to our BDRs for them to follow up. If they don't meet a certain criteria, we have them go through a conversational email. Now, that's not to say that criteria, one is worse, one is better. It's just a way for us to ensure that every single person is followed up on, and it's ensuring that the right message is in fact getting to that person. So I would encourage you to think of conversational email as a way to help supplement your outbound motions, perhaps your inbound motions, but just a way to help you augment your team.